Muhammad, Floyd Patterson, who was touring military bases in Vietnam, said that any man who enjoys the fruits of the United States and is not willing to fight for America should go to jail or be run out of the country. Would you care to comment on that?
No, that's his opinion, and that's the way he feels. So he's got the right to feel like he won't. And if that was so, they'd be running a lot of people out of the country.
Uh, don't you think that you would have actually benefited your race by serving in the armed forces rather than going to prison?
Well, I'm not saying where I will actually go. I haven't gone nowhere yet. But it's a controversial issue, and we can debate all night on whether the black man will benefit over fighting and dying in Vietnam. As far as his freedom is concerned in America, that could go into a long debate, so I wouldn't go into it.
I've been told that many black men come out of the Army as better individuals than when they entered, and that this actually benefits them, service in the military.
Well, I imagine some of them it might, if those who do get out alive or without one arm or no legs or not crazy, I imagine some of them it might help a little if they can luckily get through it.
Isn't there a lack of discrimination in the armed forces, much a greater lack there than any other place?
Well, I haven't never been in the armed forces. I hear a lot of talk, but I really couldn't say if there is or not.
Are you planning to appeal your conviction, or are you ready to start your prison term?
We have already appealed. It's in motion now.
Do you object to service in the armed forces on the grounds that it is killing people, or is just the general principle of it?
Well, my views on the armed forces have been widely stated to the United States and the world, and it's in the courts, so I would rather everyone know where I stand on that and how I feel if they read or watch news, so I would rather not elaborate on that subject.
Muhammad, do all black Muslims claim exemption from military service? This is something that many people are curious about, and you could perhaps clarify.
We are not black Muslims, we're just Muslims. They call us black Muslims, but they don't call Catholics white Catholics or black Catholics or black Methodists or white Methodists or black Protestants and white Protestants. We're just Muslims, no color distinction in the religion of Islam. But as far as naturally, we all feel that we're exempt because the Holy Quran, our religious beliefs, teach us to take part in no wars, to take lives of other people unless it's declared by Allah, God, or His Prophet. So not only do the Muslims claim exempt, but also Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons. They are also here in America who get out daily.
Before you became a Muslim and knew that you were eligible for the draft, were you then prepared to enter the armed forces?
Well, I've never really thought about it. No man in America, I imagine, no youth, black or white, wants to go to the armed services. But at the time, I would say if I was drafted, I wouldn't have had no real legal reason for saying no. But after becoming a Muslim and a believer in the religion of Islam and Allah and the Holy Quran, then this was already written in black and white before I was born. So naturally, after accepting it, my convictions changed and different than it was when I was a Christian.
Muhammad, as you know, in many instances, riots are started for no good reason by irresponsible individuals. You feel the black community itself, rather than the police, must keep such people under control to prevent violence.
Well, no one can really prevent violence, but once it starts, it'll take violence to bring them under control, such as the police brutality that they say is going on. But that's all I can say on that subject.
You have been preaching nonviolence, though, have you not, as one of the tenets of your basic philosophy?
Well, I teach the religion of Islam as taught by a leading teacher, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And we will be ministering tonight at 25th and Imperial Street at 8 o'clock tonight. And I'd like to see all of the people out there tonight to hear me. And we do preach peace. Religion of Islam means peace. We don't believe in violence only if we are attacked. We don't believe in being the aggressor, but we do believe in defending ourselves if we are attacked.
What is your idea on how to avoid the so-called long, hot summer, Muhammad?
Well, I hear a lot about the long, hot summer and the violences, but the only way that I can see it to avoid it is just black people getting freedom, justice, and equality. Now, not 10 years from now, another 100-year promise, but some real effort being made by the government now to cool off the heat that they're talking about.
Do the Muslims still advocate complete separation, establishment of their own nation or state?
Yes, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is our leader and teacher, and he do teach us that total separation of the races is the only solution, only if the whites of the country supply our needs for the first 20 to 25 years here in America and a territory of our own back in our home, Asian Africa. I don't think that our people should continue rioting and burning up buildings and things that they cannot replace, burning up buildings and stores that they have to go to in order to get food and clothing, and burning them buildings that they cannot, they do not have the knowledge to prepare themselves. And outright being violent can end up in nothing but death for our people, the black people, because naturally when the police forces and the well-armed National Guards come in shooting machine guns and coming equipped like they're going to meet another enemy of another country, and a few snipers hiding on buildings and shooting can cause a lot of innocent people to get killed, such as they did in Newark. And the result is policeman or farmer probably dead and 20 or 30 Negroes. And this is real bad for both sides. And the only solution to our race problem in America is the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, a man who the government has been dodging, who's been trying to make the people think is not really a leader, but he's the honest man with the solution to teach the black man to clean up himself, respect his woman, do for self, quit forcing yourself on people, and clean your own house, and then other people may help you. So this is the only solution to the race problem, is black people coming together, non-violent, respecting one another, cleaning up for self, and then others may want to help us if we help ourselves. But we can't lay around begging and rioting and shooting and looting and tearing up and not cleaning and respecting self and then expect others to do it too.
Muhammad, you've been accused by some of provoking violence by going around the country giving talks such as the one at the Century Plaza, that peace rally when President Johnson appeared there.
Well, something did come up in court. Someone told one of the government officials that at that peace rally I was endorsing things that are un-American, which is not true. And this is one reason for me being out here on the coast now. I got the tape of my words, and I told the people that I'm not here to lead you, I'm not here to guide you or persuade you to do as I've done as far as draft is concerned. Everything that I have done is because of my religious beliefs, and it's on personal grounds, and whatever you do that's against the power structure, as far as the law of the land is concerned, you will have to pay for it dearly, such as I may. And I'm not here to march to advise you or nothing. I'm just here as an athlete and sports figure. This is what I told them, so I have a tape of that to take it to the court with me the 21st of this month in case they bring this up.
Muhammad, some say that you could do your race a lot more good by entering the Army instead of resisting the draft as you have. You would retain your title, and you would really gain a lot of respect among many people.
Well, this is a country of religious freedom, and my ears are deaf to people who tell me that, and my ears are deaf to people who tell me that I won't fight for my country, because they don't respect me by just completely looking over my religious beliefs. I'm a Muslim. We have 650 million Muslims on earth who all believe the same. I'm standing up just for what the Holy Quran, our religious book, teaches us. It's not nothing against the country, nothing against the draft, nothing against the boys in Vietnam. It's my religious law and teachings that was laid down before I was born. And anybody that approach me like this or with these questions, they're just in a way saying compromise for your religious beliefs, trade your God for a few laws are concerned. And if I was not sincere as far as Allah, God is concerned, and my religion of Islam, then it would be easy for me to serve in a non-combat union and come out and make $10 million in movies, advertisements, commercial, royalties, heavyweight title fights. And if I wasn't actually sincere, and if I was willing to compromise in my religious beliefs, it would be easy for me to dodge all of this pressure and possibly a 5-year term in prison. So I have no respect. My ears are closed to all people who say that you won't fight for your country, or don't you think you'll do better if you go here. That's not the question. It's my religion.
You've been turned down by the California Athletic Commission for a license to have a fight here in California for charity. What charity were you planning to fight for, and who were you going to fight?
Well, we have hundreds and thousands of black people starving in Mississippi, and it's a big problem now in Washington, how to feed them. And I could have donated at least from $700,000 to $1 million to the starving people that are dying. And I was going to donate all of my money to it, and the commissioner said that it was really useless, and my cut wouldn't have been but a drop in the bucket. And I think if I could only donate $1 to them, it could help feed somebody for one day. And I don't think it was right for them to call $700,000 or $1 million worth of food a drop in the bucket. In other words, he's saying the Negroes are not worth a drop in the bucket.
Well, don't you think the commission turned you down primarily because of your dispute over the draft?
No, that they didn't use that as the reason. They said, he said, what are you trying to do, better your image? He seemed to be more concerned over giving me a bad image than me having a good one. And he also said that it wasn't nothing but a drop in the bucket and it wasn't important. And I understand it would be tough for me to get a fight now over the controversy as far as my religion is concerned, the draft is concerned. But knowing that was a fact, I said we'll just give all the money to all the hungry black people, and they completely throwed it out. I guess it's because it was black people I was trying to help.